Hello, Suzanne Henwood here from Embraining for Success. A 2-minute reflection. How do you deal with setbacks? I was on an international call this week with Mexico and Canada, United States and New Zealand. And as I arrived on the Zoom call and said hello, I was greeted by a friend of mine who said, "Wow, you're here. Well done for surviving the last couple of years." It made me smile, and he's been through rough things too. So he knew what some of the stuff I'd faced, and he understood in a deep way. So we laughed and we smiled. But actually it's a serious question, isn't it? Because none of us plan setbacks. Some of you will know I had a major house fire and we lost pretty much everything. That's a major setback. You might also know I had a serious eye infection and nearly lost my sight in both eyes. And 2 years on, I've just heard yesterday that infection is back again in both eyes and I'm being referred back to the hospital. Not on my plan, not what I wanted to be facing. But does it rock me? No. And it made me wonder why and how. What have I done? What have I learned? That means that when those setbacks come, I have enough in reserve to draw on, that I can carry on and know that I'll get through it. And of course that's all about resilience, isn't it? And we hear resilience, it's a very trendy, sexy word at the moment in workplaces and in life generally. But what is it? It's not really just about bouncing back up when you have a setback. It's about all the work you do before the setback. It's about recharging yourself in such a way that when something happens, you have that reserve to draw on. Resilience skills don't work just in the moment. I can't prepare you for resilience 5 minutes ahead of something about to go wrong. Resilience then is something we practice on a daily basis. It's a set of skills that we build up. And there are all sorts of tools that I'm sure you'll be familiar with. But I just wonder whether you practice them. You know about embraining balanced breathing, but do you do it every day? You know about gratitude practices, but do you keep one? In my workshops, I often talk about this like a paracetamol for a headache. It only works if you take it out of the pill box and actually swallow it. Knowing it's there is not always enough. We won't go into the science of the placebo effect. I know that you can just think something might work and that be enough. But I'm talking about the need to practice regularly and to really take on board the need to build yourself, to charge and recharge on every level, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. What are you doing to multi-mind resilience yourself so that when life happens, and it will, because it does to everybody, when it happens, you can cope with whatever life throws at you, and you can keep loving your life, and you can keep smiling, and you can just carry on and be authentic about that. It's not about pretending the stuff isn't happening. Of course it's okay to feel frustrated, angry, sad, whatever it is that comes up when a setback comes along. But can you feel that? And then carry on to keep feeling a deep peace and joy that really is almost unimaginable within the circumstances you might be facing. I just thought I'd pose that question to you. As I say, it came out of a phone call where somebody said to me, just congratulations for still being alive and for surviving. The last 2 years have been tough for me in many aspects. I've had a series of significant events, and I'm still smiling and I'm still loving life, and that's because I have built up that resilience using a range of techniques, including mindfulness. Embraining for absolute sure would be there at the core. Resilience, gratitude, so many ways, but they only work when you practice them on a regular basis. You have a mindset that that's what you're about, and you do it when you don't need it. When life's going really well is the time to be building your resilient skills. So I really encourage you, set yourself a plan. What will you do daily? Couple of minutes a day, that's all it might take, but daily, to build your resilience so that when something happens, if something happens, you know you can cope with whatever that is, and do it gracefully and beautifully while still absolutely loving yourself and loving the world around you. I wish you well. Much love. Bye for now. Suzanne Henwood, Embraining for Success.